Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. Not the version you tell people, not the version you post online, but the real version. Have you ever sat in a car in your driveway, engine off, just sitting there because you don't even feel like going inside yet? Because inside, reality hits. There are bills, there are expectations, there are questions, and you don't have all the answers. Or maybe it's late at night and you're scrolling through social media, seeing agent after agent posting. Just closed, under contract, another happy client. And you double tap, but deep down, you're thinking, how? How are they doing this? And I'm not. Because let's be real, you didn't get into real estate to feel like this. You didn't get your license to feel confused, overwhelmed, or stuck. You know, this is the part no one talks about. No one talks about the emotional side of business. They don't talk about the anxiety of not knowing where your next deal is coming from, the pressure of needing income but not having consistency, the feeling of being busy but not productive. And that feeling right there, that's the one that slowly eats at your confidence. Because at first, you're excited, you're motivated, you tell everybody, I'm in the real estate now. Then reality hits. Friends say they'll use you, but they don't. Family say they use you, but they don't. Leads say they're ready, but guess what? They ghost you. Clients say they love the home, but they don't write the offer. And now you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing wrong? Do you have these internal conversations, but you just never say? Let's go a little deeper because I know what that voice sounds like. It says, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I started at the wrong time. Maybe the market is too tough right now. But here's the truth. It's not that you can't do this. It's that you've never been shown how to do it the right way. The difference that no one explains are two types of agents. One, agents who are guessing. Two, agents who are operating from a system. And if you're honest, most agents are guessing, posting randomly, talking to whoever, trying whatever trend they see, hoping something works. But hope is not a business plan. Let me tell you a real story, the turning point. I remember talking to an agent. He had been in the business for 2 years. He told me, Will, I've made just enough to stay in the business, but not enough to feel successful. Let that sit for a second. Just enough to survive, but not enough to thrive. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't unmotivated. He was doing everything he thought he was supposed to do. But no one had ever sat him down and said, here's the exact blueprint. You know, the problem with figuring out, a lot of agents are told, you're your own boss. That sounds good, right? But what that really means for most people is you're on your own. No structure, no accountability, no real guidance. And over time, that starts to wear on you. Because you're not just running a business, you're trying to build one from scratch with no real playbook, no business plan. And that cycle keeps repeating. Here's what happened to most agents. They get a deal, they feel relieved, they slow down on their lead generation, then that deal closes. And guess what? They're stuck. back at zero, starting back over. So they go into panic mode, posting more, calling more, trying harder. But now it's coming from pressure, not strategy. And that cycle, it repeats again and again and again. Get your head together. The shift that changes everything, at some point, something has to click. You realize, I don't need to do more. I need to do different. Because agents, they're winning right now. They have so much going for them. Systems for lead generation, system for follow-up systems, for conversation, systems for content, and systems to create consistency. Well, you may not even realize that you're missing. Let me ask you something. Do you have a predictable way to get conversations daily? Not sometimes, not when you feel like it, but every single day. Do you? Do you know exactly what to say when you talk to a lead? How to move them from interest to action? How to handle objections with confidence? Or are you winging it? We'll figure it out. Because if you're winging it, that's exhausting. And eventually, you will burn out. The truth about confidence, confidence doesn't come from motivation. It comes from repetition. It comes from knowing, if I do this, I get this result. That's what top agents have. They have clarity. And clarity removes fear. Who are you around? What's the environment factor? Now let's talk about something most people overlook. Environment. Because your environment determines how you think, how you act, what you believe is possible. If you're in an environment where nobody's pushing you, nobody's producing at a high level, nobody is holding you accountable, then guess what? Average becomes normal. But when you're around people who are closing consistently, generating leads daily, tracking their numbers, improving every week, you level up, whether you want to or not. So imagine this for a second. Imagine waking up and instead of wondering what to do, you already know what to do. Excuse me. Imagine having conversations daily, having appointments weekly, closing monthly. Imagine not stressing about your next deal because you know it's coming. That's what structure does. But what is the deeper why? This isn't just about real estate. This is about your life. It's about the freedom you wanted when you started, the lifestyle you imagined, the impact you wanted to make. Because when your business isn't working, it doesn't just affect your bank account, it affects your beliefs in yourself. And that's the part that hurts the most. You know, we all have that wake up moment. At some point, you have to ask yourself, am I where I thought I would be by now? And if the answer is no, then the next question is, what needs to change? And listen, this isn't about making a move just to make a move. It's about alignment. Are you aligned with the right systems, the right people, the right guidance, the right mentorship, the right coaching? Or are you just hoping things will turn around? If any of this part feels familiar and this hits home, let's just have a conversation. No pressure. No expectations. Just real talk about it. Let's talk about where you are, where you want to go, and what might be missing in your business. Because sometimes you're not far off, you're just one adjustment away. You didn't come this far to stay stuck. You didn't push through everything you've been through just to settle or to give up. There's more for you in this business. More opportunity, more growth, more success. But it requires a decision. So, to stop guessing, to stop settling, to stop doing it alone, you have to change your mindset. And don't do it alone. If this spoke to you, just know that we're here for you. Because every day you have to make a decision. Every day you have to decide on what you're going to do. Every day you have to look at yourself in the mirror and realize, am I doing enough? Is this the real reason why I'm in real estate? Don't take my word for it. Look around. Look at the successful people. Success leaves clues. Look at what they're doing. Seeing what they're doing. You're not far away. You're not far off. But who's pushing you? Who's helping you? Who's holding you accountable to make sure that you achieve the goals that you set? The reasons why you got into business. In the comments below, put ready. No obligations, just a friendly conversation to see where you're at in your business. I would love to hear from you. And remember, when you have will, you have a way. My name is Will. Now let's go to work.